All right, Shalom, Lahayim, peace to the gods. Nawathan, Kal, Halalimla, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Hakwadash, giving all praises to Yahweh in the name, Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors unto the elder apostles, elder bishops, and the heads and elders of all the camps of Great Millstone, GMS, who do well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad, the Bayath, the water, the house of David, the predestined spirits of election. This is your brother Tazapani of the Great Millstone, Washington, D.C. camp, out of Juan, Ratazah, Lord willing. This quick hit spiritual commentary is edifying unto the elect. Okay. So I was watching this Work and Money channel and Salakia too. Lord willing, everything, the sound is good, the video is good. I'm on my iPad right now. So Lord willing, everything is decent for the edification of the body. Okay. But again, this is Work and Money channel on YouTube. And this is him going into a patent that Bill Gil Bates of Hell, all right, that the ones that know, all right, he has a patent, right, dealing with a sensor attached to the body that connects you to a cryptocurrency system. Okay. And then guess what the patent number is? 060606. All right. Obviously, zeros are placeholders. And we're going to get the scriptures, but I want y'all to hear this. And then we're going to, of course, filter it through the scripts.
Now, I happen to see this, and I don't think I reported on this back in 2022 when Esoteric XRP posted this. Now, this tweet is a few years old now, but guys, apparently Microsoft is creating a patent. This got me thinking because I do remember doing a video. Let me go through my train of thought here. Okay, Microsoft released this patent. This was back at the beginning of the beer flu. Okay, March 26, 2020. Look at the number on the patent. First of all, 060606, mark of the beast, anyone? Yeah, the mark of the beast is...
So, all right. Let's now go into the scriptures because this is a so-called crypto guy, and he knows that he doesn't know anything about the scriptures or prophecy or doctrine. Hence why he goes to Google, types it in, and then he's about to read an AI overview that Google gives you regarding the mark of the beast, which there's half-truths regarding it. Even though we're on the same train, but the wrong track, so to speak, meaning the understanding of what the mark, aka in the Greek, is charagma. Okay, what it is the RFID chip. And if you're following any other camp, all right, spiritual religious group, all right, that is teaching anything other than the mark of the beast being the RFID chip, all right, then you're being led to the slaughter. Okay, but this is Revelation chapter 13, starting at verse 15. All right, now I'll get verse 16. All right, it says, and he, who's that? He is Esau, Edom. Okay, ultimately, all right, and through the form, okay, of the beast, which the beast is the Roman Empire now revived. That ancient Roman Empire is now revived of the terms of what we now call the European Union and NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Okay, all right. The 10 horns on the beast being NATO, which is just a revived Roman Empire. Okay, that military bloc, so to speak. Okay, the 10 horns, all right, is the European Union. All right, that is on the beast. Okay, the European Union was once known as the European Economic Commission, the EEC. All right, where you get your financial block, so to speak. Okay, and it was originally set up with 12 countries, but they were really 10 because four of those countries really shared landmass with um, their counterpart. One of them being Ireland and England, which is now the UK, and Spain and Portugal, which is part of the Iberian Peninsula. Okay, so these countries that is in the European Union, hence why there's big talks about them breaking up, is because going back to Daniel chapter 2, regarding the vision of the toes, okay, that it was mixed with iron, part mixed with iron and mixed with clay, going into strong monetary or strong financially countries and weak financially countries. The iron being strong, rigid, the clay being malleable and weak. And because certain countries have to pick up the tab for other countries, is causing a rift between the house of Esau, which is your so-called white man, the Edomites. Okay, so going on, it says, and he calls it all. So this all is literally every human being on the planet. It says both small and great. All right, so no matter what your status in life is, rich and poor, no matter what class you are in, free and bond. Okay, whether you are literally in prison or out of prison, as far as a physical. All right, it says to receive a charagma in their right hand, which would be your RFID chip, on their foreheads, which we pretty much learned is the same thing, but they're calling it BCI, okay, the brain computer interface. Even for the RFID chip, even though it's something different, but it's still similar, right? The NFC, or the near frequency communication chip, all right, pretty much does the same thing, all right. But these computer chips, all right, is either going to get put in your power hand. When you go into the word right, it's dextrose, so it doesn't matter what hand. And in your forehead, forehead is translated from the Greek word metapon, okay. And so anywhere in your head, all right. It says, and that no man might buy or sell, all right. So this already shows you that they have the power, okay, to control transactions. You cannot do that in a society that has cash. Hence, things is going digital through the spirit we see. All right. The scriptures say a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple go on and are punished. Okay. So we see the digital concentration camp, the putting everybody on blockchain technology, everybody getting used to digital money, cryptocurrency. All right. And how its use is going to be biblically filtered through the lens of the men of the Lord. Okay, it says, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, which ultimately all goes into the same thing. Okay, it says, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. That man is Esau, Edom. Okay, and his number is 603 score and 6, so 666. So anytime you see that 666, all right, in the sense of let's say putting things, whether it be patents, whether it be whatever it may be, all right, that's Esau kind of putting his footprint out there on a spiritual level, okay, so that those that have that insider esoteric knowledge, okay, can understand who's behind whatever. And we can see that Esau Edoms, the so-called white men, all right, the international banking families, the Amalekites is behind all of this. Okay, all right. So without further ado, well, I'm gonna let it play even more, but watch how the AI gives it, and then I'm going to correct it through the spirit.
The book of Revelation refers to a symbolic mark either on the hand or forehead.
See, I don't know why they say symbolic, okay, because when you go into the word charagma, it literally means, to what's the name, to make an incision, okay. to cut, all right, to go inside of you, okay, which goes from the root word karax, which is a palisade, which would be your syringe that pushes the RFID chip in you. And they get that from the primitive root grapho, which means tool, or which would be your applications that like you have on your phone. Hence why there's going to be multiple uses of the RFID chip, because it's a computer chip. Okay, so you can have your medical records on there, your financial records on there, your social security numbers on there, your social credit score on there. All right, it could open anything, have a passcode for your car, your house, your whatever it may be. All right, your digital identification, all these things is going to be linked. All right, but the point, because of the understanding of control and what this this test, this temptation, the hour temptation is about, all right, is because the way that you can control somebody is by controlling their transactions. Okay, so yeah, it's a mark that goes in your hand on your forehead.
And that individuals are forced to receive.
Force, more of coerced. All right, the Esau Edom is going to make it to where you submit and voluntarily take it under duress, so to speak. But that duress shouldn't, it's not going to, let me put it that way, it's not going to cause the elect to take it. It doesn't matter what duress the elect is under. There's not going to bow down the knee. That's what it says in Romans. For the Lord picked 7,000 men to not bow the knee to Baal. Okay, so yeah, there's no life or death that could separate us from the love of Hamashiach Yahushua. That's also in the scriptures, roughly paraphrasing. Okay,
to participate in society during the end time.
So notice, and that's referring to like verse 15, because when you go into verse 15, it talks about as many as would not worship the image of the beast. So when you go into that word worship, it pretty much means to cooperate, all right, and to acknowledge. Okay, the image of the beast would be a literal carbon copy of the Roman Empire, which, so it's the political system, it's the way of living, all right, that the Roman Empire wants you to live by. And then it says if you don't do what they tell you to do, you're going to be killed. And when you go into the Greek word of killed, the root word of that translation goes into separate. So this is why it says that you would basically be excommunicated from society, because you cannot participate in society unless you receive that charagma. See?
Without it, no one can buy or sell. Now, I'm going to get back to the patent in a second. The mark is linked to the worship of the sea beast.
So notice it says, notice he laughed, because he really don't really believe this shit. You feel me? And he's an Edomite. You know, you could just hear it in his voice, you know, through the spirit, you know, how he goes about things that are spiritual. Remember that food, what is that? 1 Corinthians chapter 2, I think verse 10. All right. For the spiritual things is foolish unto the carnal man, because they're spiritually discerned, roughly paraphrasing. So that sea is the peoples. It tells you that in the scriptures. The beast that comes out of that sea of all these peoples is America, because every nation in Genesis 10 is in Babylon the Great, which is America. Okay,
and its image,
right? So its image is this system. Okay, that new world order that is an updated version, so to speak, of the ancient Roman Empire. Okay,
is part of a broader theme of the Antichrist and the false prophet forcing people to choose between God and Satan.
See, and you could hear the sarcasm in his voice. Okay, but first of all, there is no one Antichrist. The scriptures say that there are many Antichrists, which just means you're if you don't worship Yahweh Shai, you are adverse to the Messiah. That's what the word means. Anti, adverse, or opposite. Christ goes back to the word Christos, all right, which means anointed. All right, so you're adverse to the anointed. Who's the anointed? Yahweh Shai. And the false prophet is the Roman Catholic Church. And all Christian churches fall under that umbrella, because without the RCC, there would be no Christian church. we like it or not, because the Christian church is nothing but a harlot house, a pagan, all right, idol worship religion. Okay, so so yeah.
And guys, I mean, it's right here in plain sight. The number is 666. Now, let's get back to this patent for a second. You know what this patent is for? Connecting humans to a sensor that will go through a communication network and then go to a cryptocurrency system.
You see that? So this is the point, the figure in the patent that I want. And I'm going to read the bottom since y'all can't see it. I'm at 15 minutes. Okay, it says 57 abstract. Human body activity associated with a task provided to a user may be used in a mining process of a cryptocurrency system. So your body is literally, it's like, this is literally the Matrix. Well, remember the movie The Matrix? These people was being farmed by the robots and the artificial intelligence to power, their machines. Okay? This is going to be something similar when the body, which is energy, is going to be helping to convert the creation of cryptocurrency, okay, based upon you. All right? You see, so it's like you're a battery to this new digital beast system, and this is why we got to get the hell up out of here. Okay, it says a server may provide a task to a device of a user which is communicatively coupled to the server. See, so you're literally symbiotic, you're joined, all right, with it. Remember, though hand join in hand, all right, they shall surely not go unpunished, roughly paraphrased as the scripture says. Okay, so you are connected and you communicate, you interact with, okay, basically this devil in his system, Esau Edom. It says a sensor communicatively coupled to or compromised in the device of the user may sense body activity in the user. Body activity data may be generated based on the sensed body activity of the user. This is why they started with your Apple Watches, okay, and your Fitbits and whatever, all right? They see body activity. This is why Elder Pastor Har said, when you hear that word biometric, you basically got to think about this mark of the beast that's coming. Data, all right, is measured. That's where you get the term metric, which means to measure. Bio literally means biology or the body. So it's a measurement of the body. You recording and accounting and storing your body's activity and making it into a readable, transferable, programmable data is biometrics. And that's what's going to be a part of the mark of the beast. It says body activity data may be generated based on the sense body activity of the user. The cryptocurrency system communicatively coupled to the device of the user may verify if the body activity data satisfies one or more conditions set by the cryptocurrency system and award cryptocurrency to the user whose body activity data is verified. See, so it's they give you crumbs to worship the image of the beast, man. You see? If you doing well and your social credit score is good and it reads and senses that you're going along the lines of their parameters, they give you crypto, right? It's kind of like almost to a degree of a different level of universal basic income, man. So you can't make this shit up, bro. You see what I'm saying? So you are connected to the cryptocurrency system because of the device that's in you.
The cryptocurrency system communicatively coupled to the device of the user may verify the body activity data satisfies one or more conditions set by the cryptocurrency system and award cryptocurrency to the users whose body activity data is verified. Things that make you go, So it reminded me of this video, and this.
So that's pretty much the point. You're going to go, oh, nah, matter of fact, I'll let this play.
This is where my train of thought went. A video I did 5 years ago, guys, April 2020. Now, interestingly, this was a video I did coincidentally not knowing that this patent had just been filed a week prior. So March 2020, it was like late March 2020, March 26th, I think was what it said here. Yeah, March 26, 2020. I did this video later, and I'm sure some of you guys may remember this. It's when Catherine Austin Fitts was telling us the US Navy was developing a chip that can integrate with Ripple. Listen to this. And guys, I was scouring Twitter and saw this. So Ripple compatible chip development sponsored by the US Navy. Yes, the US Navy. Are they developing a chip that can be implanted into humans that will allow people to pay via Ripple integrated DLT? Well, I got to hand it to Kevin Cage because he was the first one to break this out. So Kevin Cage here with this video from Catherine Austin Fitts. She's an investment advisor and former assistant secretary of housing back in the Bush 41 years, according to Stuart XRP. So thanks so much to Stuart for retweeting Kevin Cage's post here. And it is remarkable. Now, let's get back to this idea for a second here. Catherine Austin Fitts speaks about the Danish tech firm and without sharing its name, says that a year ago she accessed data regarding the US Navy paying that firm to create an implantable microchip compatible with Ripple. That's right, guys. She mentions Ripple, not XRP, but Ripple by name. In that video, Catherine Austin Fitts does not share any specific details and does not say whether this story has had any development. She did say, though, that she had extensive experience in doing business in Denmark, so the information from her can be trusted. I think this video was from here. I recently went to this website here, the Solari Report by Catherine Austin Fitts, and I believe it was taken from this USA Watchdog interview.
And that's pretty much, because I've did videos on that before, you know what I'm saying? So as you could see, right, the U.S. government is involved, the military is involved, you know, high money's involved, top cryptocurrencies are involved. We are seeing patents from, you know, the Microsoft guy and things of that nature using the number of the beat. Like, so you can't make this up. You see? So if you can't see what's going on, the Lord has blinded you. Especially all you camps out there that's teaching anything other than what the apostles of Great Millstone are teaching, man. All right? So I'm going to leave it at that. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. On to the next one. Shalom.